Hello, and welcome to Australian Citizenship Class on YouTube. Are you a migrant or refugee in Australia? Do you speak a language other than English? Would you like to become an Australian citizen? My name is Angie. I'm an English teacher in Adelaide, South Australia. I'm also a migrant. I became a citizen 10 years ago after moving here from Canada. I know that a lot of refugees and migrants can struggle to pass the Australian Citizenship Test because the English can be difficult. I'm here to help. In this video series, we will carefully study our common bond. This is the booklet that the Australian government made to help people learn about Australia and prepare to write the Australian Citizenship Test. Each of the 40 videos will focus on one topic from the book. There will be lots of pictures to help you better understand the text in the book. We will read the text together and focus on the key vocabulary. I will share some examples from Australian history and offer some tips on understanding the culture and values of Australia. At the end of each chapter, we will try some practice test questions. Slowly but surely, you will learn everything you need to know to pass the Australian Citizenship Test. Please like and subscribe to this channel so you can see when new videos are ready to watch. Okay, are you ready? Let's get started. Let's take a look at what we need to understand about the Australian Citizenship Test. You need to pass the Citizenship Test to show that you have a basic knowledge of the English language. It's important to learn to speak English because it helps you to get an education, a job, and better integrate into the community. You also need to pass the test to show that you have an understanding of what it means to become an Australian citizen, an adequate knowledge of Australia and the responsibilities and privileges of citizenship. We'll talk more about these in part 2 of the study booklet. Finally, you need to pass the citizenship test to show that you have an understanding and commitment to Australian values based on freedom, respect, and equality. We'll have a look at these in part 4 of the booklet. To pass the test, you must answer 20 multiple choice questions. This is an example of a multiple choice question. There's one question and 3 possible answers. We need to click on the circle beside the best answer. Let's practice. What are the colors of the Australian Aboriginal flag? A, black, red, and yellow. B, green, white, and black. C. Blue, white, and green. The Australian Aboriginal flag is black, red, and yellow. So we select answer A. To pass the test, you must also answer all 5 of the Australian values questions correctly and get a mark of at least 75% overall. We can see that the Australian values questions are very important. Even if you get every other question on the test correct, if you make a mistake on a question about Australian values, you will fail the test. Here is an example of a question about Australian values. Let's give it a try. Australians believe in freedom of speech. This means A. People can say what they think about politics. B. Men have more legal rights than women. C. Everyone must follow a religion. We need to pay attention to the key words in the question. Freedom of speech. Do we see any words that are similar to speech, such as the verbs talk or say? Answer A. People can say what they think about politics. That's our first clue. Answers B and C use different verbs that don't match the question. So we think the answer is more likely to be A. Next, let's read each possible answer again. Think about what you know about Australian culture to see which answer makes the most sense. A. People can say what they think about politics. We know that in Australia, you won't be in trouble with the police or law if you talk about your political beliefs, as long as you don't use violence or break the law. So again, A seems like it could be a good answer. B. Men have more legal rights than women. Modern Australian society values equality between all people, including men and women. There are laws in Australia that protect a person from being treated differently from others. So B is probably not a good answer. C. Everyone must follow a religion. I know that there is no official religion in Australia and that the government is separate from religion. An important part of Australian values are the freedoms we have, such as freedom of religion, which means that people in Australia are free to follow any religion they choose. So C is probably not a good answer. So, we've matched the key words in the question to a similar word in the answer. We've carefully read through each possible answer and decided that B and C aren't true in Australian culture. We can confidently say that A is the correct answer for this question. This is what we need to do with each question on the test. Remember to carefully read all parts of the question and take your time. It will be much easier to answer the test questions once you've read Our Common Bond and watch the videos on this channel. The Australian Citizenship Test is conducted in English only. You cannot bring anyone with you to help with the test, but you can ask for help to read the computer screen or to use the equipment, including the computer or tablet device. The test takes 45 minutes. Computers and tablet devices have headsets for audio. If you cannot read English, you can choose to listen to the questions instead. If you are worried about not having enough time to understand the questions on the test, you can ask to have an assisted test. This will give you 90 minutes to complete the test. But you must make this request when you submit your citizenship application. The Australian Government Department of Home Affairs, Immigration and Citizenship website has the most detailed and up-to-date information on the citizenship test. It's a good idea to review this information a few days before you take your test. And try the online practice test. Remember to get a good night's sleep and have a good breakfast on the day of your test. Make sure to bring an original photo ID to your citizenship appointment. This could be an Australian driver's license, a passport, or an Australian-issued proof of age card. It's natural to feel anxious about taking the test. Tell your friends and family how you are feeling and ask for support if you need it. And give yourself plenty of time to prepare for the test before test day. Our Common Bond is available in English and in 40 community languages. You may want to print a copy of the booklet so that you can look at it while you watch this video. Read it several times in English and in your first language if you can. And of course, you can watch my videos as many times as you'd like to help you understand and remember the information from Our Common Bond. There are 4 parts to Our Common Bond, but we will study just a little bit at a time, so you can go as fast or slow as you would like. There will be a separate episode for each important section in the book. That's 41 episodes in total. If you watch 1 episode per day, you should be ready for the test in 6 weeks. Episodes 1 to 14 will explain the information in Part 1, Australia and its people. Episodes 15 to 20 will explain the information in Part 2, Australia's democratic beliefs, rights, and liberties. Episodes 21 to 32 will explain the information in Part 3, Government and the Law in Australia. Finally, episodes 33 to 41 will explain the information in Part 4, Australian Values. That's it for today's episode. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments section. I'll do my best to help in any way I can. Keep an eye on this channel as new episodes are released. Now, please enjoy the view of the Botanic Gardens of South Australia.